Hi, sweethearts. Sorry. So I was not going to be doing this. It's extremely late for me. I was going to go to bed, but I am feeling all kinds of intense feelings right now, and I feel extremely called to do a reading. These feelings do not feel like they're mine. Someone is tapping into my energy, and it is horrible. Like what you're going through right now. It's like it's intense heartbreak, and I'm not sure why. And I started out. We are starting out with a deck I actually never used. More or less, it's a great deck. It's called Cosmic Insights. I may only be posting this on Discord. I don't know. But I'm just, and hopefully this does not last for like many hours, but I will do my best to try and help her. Because someone is experiencing like extreme heartbreak. I've been on the verge of tears, and I can literally feel it in my heart. Like, not, oh, I'm having a heart attack, I'm dying, but like, I've had heartbreak. This is what it feels like. And just like tapping into it, I want to sit down and cry. This is horrible. I am so sorry for the right collective. I am so sorry for whatever it is that you are going through. Okay. I just want to I don't know why we picked this deck. I really was not planning on doing this thing, okay? Let's just see what Cosmic Insights have to say. And I also feel like frenetic. Like, I haven't even lit a candle. I haven't even done my protective circle. I was just like, I need to do this. Spy. It's the first card we got. I'm feeling all jittery and anxiety and just like, I want to sit down and cry. I literally, I want to sit down and cry. Oh yeah, spy. Someone's got their eye on you. You are, someone's got their eye on you, and the next sentence is, you are doing your research. So, right, collective, really sensing that you are the spy. I mean, sure, you might think that someone is spying on you as well. That could be, but I'm really feeling you might have found something out. You didn't really want to. Like, this is not just all the details have to fit. You guys know it. Like, this is in my readings, for this to be your story, all the details have to fit. Okay? At least like more or less. I might say stuff slightly differently than what you yourself might have worded it, but still, like, you should be getting goosebumps. You should really resonate. Your body should tell you, hey, this resonates. Not just logic. Don't think your way into this. Feel it. Okay? Use your body. Actually feel your emotions. Feel it. So really sensing that, like, this is not just a random thing, oh, something popped up, kind of. This is you, it might have just popped up, but you found out something you didn't know, or you just realized something. Like, you might have connected dots, or you might have, like, but there's something that has truly come to your attention or to your understanding. Again, I might word things slightly differently, but the story still has to fit, guys. And also, as I always say, although the story might not fit, and this might not be kind of your story, there might still be a message in here if you felt called to listen in on this. I'm feeling it. I'm just feeling it. It's not comfortable. I'm just getting one card from this deck. Let's just see if there's something more that wants to come out. Like, this collective and their heartbreak. Is there anything more you have to say? Nope, not this deck. This deck is literal. I'm supposed to make decision, work on inner healing. Okay, so I turned it over. The deck. So that means you got you got 2 cards basically. But if I turn it over, then that's defining for how to interpret the cards that I pulled from whatever deck I turn over, like that. So by you spying in, this is not what I thought it was. By you, the right collective, spying in, you have been faced with a challenge where you need to make a decision and work on your inner healing. Now, this might pull you, like, not you, but this could both mean that you have, by spying in, either, I'm feeling both of these. Right now, I'm feeling both of these. Either you have figured out something about this person that you've been spying in on, the person on your mind, right? Because this is a love reading. This is absolutely a love reading, and there's lots of heartbreak here. So you've spied in and you figured out something about the person that is on your mind, and it's challenging, pre-kept, or like pre-made rather, thoughts or understandings or something along those lines. And this could be about your relationship with them, or it could be about like the way you viewed them, or like what they were going through, or like stuff like that. But I'm also really heavily sensing this. You, right collective, could also actually have been spying in on this person on your mind still, and you figured out something about yourself. And this could be 2 things. I'm still lots of 2s on the at this point. Hey, that's a bit random because oh no, I put those cards away. I was doing I was watching another tarot reader, and sometimes I pull cards when I do that because guys, you should try it. It's really fun. They synchronize. They do. They really do. But I actually got up that as a card, and I got like a tiny deck even. It said, what was it? It was from the energy. I didn't take a picture, of course, because I was just playing around. It was from the energy, oracle cards, yes. And then it was deceit. And then it was like a crossroads. I don't remember if that's what it's called, but it's like a person standing at a crossroads and they can choose to go one of 2 ways, but they kind of have to make a choice, or they'll be stranded at that crossroads for forever, which sounds really not ideal. But there was a 3rd card, and I cannot for the life of me remember what that card was. But I feel like that actually ties in here. Wait, I will get this. So anyways, while I try to look for this card, because it might stir a memory. No, it's not thinking. No, it's not. Anyway, so yeah, either you figured out, for example, one of the you were looking in, and then you might have figured out that, oh darn, I am stuck in a like loop pattern or something. Oh, that's my favorite card. Oh, sorry, it's the seventh chakra archangel Uriel. From the deck that I'm looking through right now, the energy deck, right? It's my favorite card. It is so gorgeous. Anyways, so, and like she holds this really, it's so purple and pink and it's gorgeous. And then she holds this beautiful book. It's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, so yeah, you might have noticed some patterns within yourself where you're just like, well, I don't want to be stuck in that. Like I can see what I keep on choosing. And you notice that by peeking in on, or spying, as this card says, on this person of yours, right? Or by looking in on this person, you were actually seeing some stuff with yourself that you need to work on, or feel like you need to make a decision now, and you need to potentially do some inner healing work here. I'm just looking contract, yes, because I was sitting there thinking this is like a soul contract thing, and it didn't completely add up. And then we had indecision. Yes, indecision, that's the card, that's what it's called. I think it was only 3 cards. I'm just gonna look through them. Yeah, definitely. Haha, and it ended up on 2. Now that has like, okay, maybe it has some, but yeah, you have lots of 2s going like coming back here. You do. 2 might be a very significant number for you guys. Maybe you're seeing signs and synchronicities, I don't know, or like angel numbers, I don't know. But I strongly feel like this ties into you guys. So the cards then would be deceit, indecision, and contract. And I will need my book for this. Because yes, keywords and all of that, and usually that's more than enough for me. But for some reason I need the keywords. No, I need the book. Wait. Okay. Let's see here. Let's start with deceit, shall we? I'm not gonna read. Hopefully. I might, it could happen. It's just I'm a bit tired. Okay, let's see. Is this it? Yeah, so deceit. Hidden tactics and manipulation. Like, this could also just be tied in with the whole spying thing, okay? Don't take this to like, if you've been spying and then you get this card, which is like hidden tactics and manipulation, it's quite easy, I suspect, to start thinking, oh my god, I'm like the worst person ever. All I did was like open TikTok and go through their like whatever, and now I'm like a manipulator. No, don't do that. Don't do that towards yourself, please. So okay, you know what, I'm going to have to just read this one. For some reason I have to read this one. Upright, because it's upright. All of these cards always come out upright, unless, they decide to do like a salto jump and be like all athletic and whatnot, which is quite impressive, but they didn't decide to do that this time. So this card comes as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life. The person hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with, either personally or professionally. So again, like that might be what you figured out by spying. The duplicity could be, but it could also be about yourself and your own shadow traits, I'm sensing. If it is, take heed of what I said first. Okay? We all have shadow traits. And no traits that we hold or have are bad. It's all about how you decide to use your traits. And if you do stuff like deceiving and spying and whatnot, that's a protective mechanism, and you are acting out of fear. You are acting in alignment, actually, with actions that are designed to keep you safe, but as a much, much younger version of yourself. Like so much younger version of yourself. That's when you implemented this, most likely. Like I'm talking really young child here, okay? So there's nothing wrong with it in and of itself. It's just a trait. It's just a skill. But that's kind of why we do shadow work. That's part of it, at least. We do shadow work and we integrate and we understand ourselves and we start to love all of our parts and we start to understand why they are there and why they are expression of self-love, actually, because they are. It's just I wrote about this and it still actually holds very true, particularly to this thing. Those traits were born in chaos to protect you from that chaos. You were not feeling safe as a child at some point. Ew, that is so disgusting. I thought I saw a face. Like in a card that wasn't there. I was really like, ugh. But it wasn't. Anyway, I completely lost my thread. Point being, you are not bad, okay? Do not put more shame on yourself. Stop that. Integrate your shadows instead, okay? Okay, let's just continue. Okay, so the duplicity could be regarding a personal issue, like someone spreading rumors or disrespecting you to others, or it could be a business matter where details are being hidden or even manipulated. Be aware of what is going on in your life. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable. So, watch your money and your good name, Proctor. Okay. Why? The crucible might have some relevance for this collective. I'll just continue. I'm sorry. I'm not, though. Everything, like, if I say it, it has, like, it's tied in some way or another. For the right collective, it is. Okay, so and make sure you have all the information you need to keep things honest and secure. Okay, that should be your main focus right now. If this is also your shadow, it should still be your main focus, but you need to approach that with a large dose of self-love and self-understanding. Okay, so honest and secure. Anywho, a deep layer of meaning may be that the deception is actually coming from within. Yeah, here we're getting to that. Is there something that you are lying to yourself about? In this case, the bag of valuables may be holding things like self-esteem, happiness, and even leisure time Whether it's about your life or yourself, remember that the universe has a hard time sending you honoring experiences if your energy is shrouded in self-deceit. I'm sensing this, right, collective? That's what we are talking about. It has nothing to do with all of the other stuff. Although that might be a general message if it resonated with someone and you just went, oh, damn, like this. Nothing else, but this is like ringing some bells in my subconsciousness. I think I've felt and like thought these thoughts before. That might be yours then, but this right collective, no, it's this last part. There is something about self-deceit. Here. And like it could still be tied to this person on your mind, as I said previously, because if you're caught in like a loop of repeating patterns, for example, in love, then you are in fact self-deceiving. You're also self-abandoning, but you are deceiving yourself, because what they are offering in a loop that you are simply replaying to try and basically fix subconsciously, but still like you're trying to basically fix a loop by re-entering the loop. And hopefully this time, because this person resembled like previous people that also fit into that loop that you are trying to fix since quite likely childhood. Well, since all of that aligns, if I manage it this time, then everything will solve itself out. No, it won't. And this collective, I think it is dawning on you. Oh God, I was about to swear, but I've been doing really well. I don't think I swore. Like, I haven't, have I? I didn't swear all of this reading, did I? I don't think I did. But like, yeah, this is about something karmic. The contract. When I say karmic, and I need you guys to understand this because I've put it also in my oracle deck that I have been working on today. Because previously I worked on some other stuff, the cards that I posted. But when I say karmic, that's energy that wants to teach you something. And that something is something you need to see and learn to break some sort of pattern that needs to be healed. Like it could be a personal pattern or a like what's it called again? Like I'm just pulling off some paper, okay? My nose is running. I ate some food. My nose is always running when I eat something. Ugh. Okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, karmic, yeah. Yes, it can either be like stuff that you have accumulated through, you know, just being alive and living a life and stuff like that. Or it could also be your family, like it's kind of passed down. And that could even be passed down genetically, because it does, like stress and stuff like that, that gets passed down genetically. Stuff that you do not work on yourself before you start getting children, you pass that on. All of it. Absolutely all of it. And if you do not work on it after they've been born, I don't know why, but I'm getting really passionate. Like I am passionate about this topic. Like I am. I am. But I don't know why I have deviated into this. This might be relevant for the right collective. It's really sensing it might be. But like everything you do not work on yourself before you get your children will be passed down to your children. Everything that you do not work on while you have your children, while they are children, you are also passing down onto your children for them to basically fix for you. You're basically going, this is too hard for me. I can't feel this. Hope you do better, kind of. I am not usually this rude, especially not during a reading. I am so sorry. Although I am not. I don't. There's something about this collective. I've been feeling like this weird feeling. Anywho, let's say though that you didn't. No one's going to be perfectly healed before they get children. No one's going to perfectly heal while they have children. That's not going to happen. Okay, I'm not saying aim for perfection and then you will save your offspring. No. And even if you manage to do all of that, they will still accumulate stuff. They will still have stuff that they have to end up working through as adults, because that's just the human experience. We all have this. No one grows up and not having to heal a single thing. No one. Not a single person does that. And you can have literally grown up in the best of the best homes. You will still have stuff that you need to work on, because you have never had it worse than what you've had it. You've never felt anything worse than what you felt. And guess what? Your feelings are actually, what is it? It's not valuable, valid. They are actually extremely valid here. It doesn't matter if you can be like, and I say this in the most like, oh, what's it even called? It's not sarcastic, okay? I don't do sarcasm as much as I do irony. But like, pain cannot be measured objectively. That is actually not possible. I'm sorry, it's not. Because it is internally felt, it is by nature subjective. So guess what? Your worst pain is your worst pain. It doesn't matter how many times your parents told you, think of the children living wherever they placed these poor children that couldn't have food. And so you should definitely remember to like eat up your food because you were so lucky. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your worst felt pain is your worst felt pain. That is, per now, kind of your complete rock bottom sort of feeling. I couldn't come up with anything better to call it. But that's your complete rock bottom of like pain. And if you were to experience something that was even worse than that, well, then guess what? That subjective rock bottom, that sinks down to the level of whatever else you were going to be experiencing. But don't minimize your feelings. I cannot remember why we are talking about this at all. Yeah, well, no, it had to do with like children and stuff. Yeah, okay, so they're going to be oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is important. No, I'm not sure if it's important for this reading or even this collective, but I suspect this collective might be important for. Anyways, point being this. All of the healing that you do while you have your children and they are children, you know, living under your same roof. So no, like I'm being a bit like, it could also affect your children. Probably, actually, even when they are adults, even if they've like moved out. But this is me speculating. But it makes kind of sense that it would, because of like family structure, and then also, you know, like just in general seeing people being happier, healthier, and whatnot. And then it's within your family structure as well. And then because, passed down stuff, then you can see this person managed to work through it. Wow, that's so amazing. Perhaps I can do the same. Stuff like that. Like it would quite likely actually affect them. But if you can work through stuff and all the things that you can work through and heal while you have your children, you also do not pass down. Okay? I'm saying this because it's important that for parents that or will be parents that are listening to this, you don't feel like you have to be bloody perfect before you can have a child. I'm not trying to say that. Or that you have to become bloody perfect while you have a child. I'm not trying to say that either. But the passing down of trauma stuff that we have not worked on and do not work on, that's just psychology. Even the whole like passing it down genetically, that's even biology, but it's still psychology. But that's that's biology. No one is going to grow up with a perfect childhood. That's not what being a parent is about. You are not supposed to try and create the perfect childhood you never had but always wish you had, or like this perfect fairy tale you saw in some movie or read about in some book or some magazine, or like that neighbor girl on some social media platform. She definitely looks like she manages to do it. Or that father on that other media platform. Now you can just see by the pictures they are doing it correctly. No. Firstly, all of that is like, you shouldn't probably rely on it. Anyways, none of the sources I just mentioned sounded very reliable. No, did they? But your job as a parent is to bring up as healthy and as secure and as able adults, like the adult at the end of the childhood line here. That's the focus. And knowing that you will not manage to do this perfectly might be helpful. It's like it's pouring. It started really pouring. Sign, I'm correct. And also, parents, don't be so heartbroken about this. This is not what this reading is about. This reading is specifically about love. Not love for your children, but maybe maybe children are involved. I don't know. For some, at least, in this collective. But I don't think this is applicable for the entire collective. Like, like the I don't want to say the right collective, but the right collective. The ones that I'm actually telling the story of right now. Why did we go off track into children? I have no idea whatsoever. We were talking about karma and all of that, like karma loops and all of that. But anywho's, when I talk about karma, they are teaching moments and also people that are there to teach you lessons that your soul wants to learn. So when people talk about, oh, you've ended up with like a karmic, or like, oh yeah, the last person was like such a karmic person. Oh, well, did you learn your lesson? Or are you going to be repeating it? And also, stop hating on your karmic people. You yourself both are and have been a karmic person, and you will also become a karmic person in someone else's life at some point again. We come with lessons, all of us, and we come needing to learn, all of us, to heal. You should be thanking them, all of them, everyone that comes with karmic energy. Because karmic energy is an opportunity for healing, for you to come into inner union, peace with yourself, authenticity. I'm not sure why, but I'm really feeling called to mention like all of the titles. I don't go into these too much. Well, I mean, I can still do it, but I don't. For some reason, I haven't been. But there are many different like labels that we put on our love interests in the spiritual community. So you have like the karmics, again, teachers. They are teachers. Don't hate on them. You yourself, as I said, both have been a teacher, are a teacher, and will in the future be someone's teacher. And also, in this one, the teacher really is also the student. And that's beautiful. So we have those, and then we have the, well, there are probably really many because like we just get more and more of these labels, which is like, for those that in certain periods of our life, these labels are really useful. I am not talking down on the labels, okay? But they are working titles. Do not get too attached to them. The only title that I like personally, this is me personally, and I don't really like it per se, but divine, I like that better because, well, I mean, it's talking about like the healed frequency, kind of. So it's a nicer energy. That might just be why I like it. I don't know. But yeah, we also have the soul mate, the soulmate label. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at the one of the cards for some reason. I'm really looking at it. It's like the journey card, like the one that I said, oh, I flipped over. It was also a number 2. It says journey. This collective, you are on a self-discovery journey, actually. And that might include these things like classifications and like trying to figure out what you've been going through. I mean, you are in indecision about something. And it has to do with the whole like, do not forget where we came from. You've spied on something, and this spying has felt like a heartbreak. Something has come up for you that has put you mentally, yeah, that has put you mentally in a space where you need to make a decision. It's a real challenge. It feels like a real challenge. Like this dude is pushing a rock, probably uphill or something like that. On the card, it's like a stickman figure, but yeah. And it is connected to you working on your own inner healing. You are in indecision though, and that has to do with contract. So I'm guessing you truly might be like trying to figure out, not, it is yourself, but you might truly be looking at your love interests in your life, like in general, perhaps. Yeah, definitely. Like, I think you're looking at your own patterns and stuff like that. And then healing is, well, that's a decision you need to make to heal. That's an active decision you need to make, and you need to make it every day. I mean, of course, like some days you might collapse and be like, no, this is hurt and I don't like it. And like, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. But then so long as you get back to it, it's okay to fall. We all do that. God knows I do. I fall a lot. But the trick is to get up again, brush off your sore knees and keep on walking. It is worth it in the end. It really is. Internally, you will feel peace. You will feel much less indecisiveness. You won't feel like you need to deceive and manipulate neither yourself nor others. But yeah, there's something about contracts. Indecision. Like, it might also be a physical contract. Or like, this is also applicable perhaps only to a few. But this person that you have been spying on, you might actually be connected to them on a much more deep level. Like deep. I'm not talking about like emotional depth there. And like that might be the same, but no, I'm talking about like long-term commitment, perhaps living together. And I did mention children for a reason. So again, this might be tied to the same collective. So then you might also not live together, but you still have like a contract. Yes, but it's more like that thing kind of that binds you. And it does bind you legally, but it's very concrete. I was actually sitting and thinking about that, like the justice card today. And to me the justice card is very like physical, So it's about the physical world. And that's very much the contract as well. I feel they hold lots of the same similar energy to me personally. So yeah, this right collective, you might truthfully actually be feel like this is quite hard. Also, the deceit is right above contract in the way that I randomly put them, so they might absolutely be connected. If this is like any of those long-term things, like perhaps you have children, perhaps you live together, or something else, something similar that kind of connects you in a very grounded, very physical way, then both self-deceit and also perhaps the deceit of others. Manipulation doesn't have to be that deep, okay? Like, yeah, perhaps you're a mastermind and you can play chess with every single one. That's possible. And you might be doing that, like the right collective. But you might also simply just be selling an image. instead, that's still deceit because you're not honest. So long as it's not your honest, authentic truth, well, then it is deceit. You know, we don't have to overcomplicate it. That is deceit. And your body will feel it. And clearly you are seeing it now, this right collective, for some reason. And I felt the biggest heartache. It was absolutely terrible. I'm just like going over to this starting energy, and I'm like, I want to cry. I really want to cry. And I'm so sorry for this right collective that you are feeling like this. And again, all of my readings are timeless. So, you know, whenever you find it, I might resonate, or we also talked about this in some other reading, like it might resonate now, or it might because we move in and out of collectives. We do actually. Anywho, you might be categorizing also your love interests and stuff like that in this whole process of trying to figure everything and yourself and everyone else out. Truly try and like understand before you make this, before you make the decision. Yeah, that just popped in actually. You can't do that. You will, right collective, you are already in a sort of stuck energy. Oh, sorry, I was bumping into the mic. But yeah, you really are. Being in deceit is not active energy. That's feminine yin energy. That's not acting. That's not being active. It's actually one of the more feminine, again, energy. We can all hold this. This doesn't, your actual, like, biological or whatever, like, gender at least. It's completely irrelevant. We are simply talking about energy here. So when we talk about deceit, that is a energy that is more of a feminine thing. I'm trying to think now in a way that this could be categorized as a masculine energy, and I'm going blank. If anyone has anything to add, like, that would be gorgeous, just add it. But right now, I'm also suspecting I'm stuck because that's what I'm supposed to be. This is, you are already in a stuck energy. You cannot try and figure everything out before you make a decision. You will learn as you go. You will understand as you go. If you are indecision, like if you are indecisive right now, that means that quite likely the path you are considering is a path you have never walked before. Well, guess what? The only path that you actually know how it'll feel and how it'll work out and whatnot is the path you've always walked. It's the path you've always been caught up in circles, in your karmic loops. You have to walk. To end a karmic loop, you have to stop doing what you've always done, so you stop getting what you've always got. And so you have to take the other path. And you don't know that path. You can't think your way into this path. You cannot figure everything out before you walk that path. The only thing you can figure out is, do I want to, am I okay with continuing this karmic loop? And you can answer yes. There is no right or wrong. You choose what feels right to you and your system, your life, what you want to experience, what you want to do, and all of that. There is literally no right or wrong here. But that's the only thing you need to figure out before you potentially choose to walk this other new path. That's it. saying it as if it's easy, but it's not. It's scary. It's the most scary path you can walk because you come with no guarantees. The only thing that you can know for sure is that it's going to feel scary and it's going to be painful. And you're going to experience so much healing. And you're going to find yourself, and you're going to find strengths with yourself you didn't even know you had. Epiphanies. It's a beautiful walk, but it's not an easy walk. The question is, what pain do you choose? Again, there is no right or wrong here. You just need to figure out, what do you want in your life? For some reason, I want to pull some cards from this as well. Twin flames. I forgot to talk about twin flames. Oh yeah, because like soulmates and all of that, like that's very easy energy. That's like it can be like, oh, we just get each other. Like we basically just fit, stuff like that. But it can also be, because again, it's just working titles. So it can also be it's very supportive, but I was going to say slightly enabling energy. That's also like a karmic thing though, but like they will be extremely supportive. It's like it's going to feel extremely calm and peaceful, but not very expansive for yourself if you're in like a soulmate energy type of relationship, no matter if it's romantic or not. And then with the karmics, it's stagnating. You will stagnate. Because the point is, like with this, is to learn some sort of lesson, right? And you can choose not to do that. And again, that's completely fine. But you will end up feeling stuck in a loop because you literally are. You are stagnated because you're choosing to walk the same path as you have always walked, and so you will always get what you always got. But then we have the other one, which is the third one, which is twin flames, and that one holds so much karmic energy, actually. Although it's not a karmic, because the karmics, you're supposed to learn the lesson and then move on, right? And they might come with several lessons by all means, but it's kind of like a pattern that you are working your way out of, if you so choose. But with the twin flames, like you kind of keep gravitating back to each other. And there's like, you can't hide yourself in these connections. You will see yourself. And if you choose to walk the path of the twin flame journey, then you are choosing to walk this actually other path, but you are doing it while resolving all of these like karmic loops and traits and whatnot. And you might not even do that together. And yes, that's I have not pulled any cards yet, but I just turned it over and I didn't mean to, but it says baggage. So emotional baggage can weigh down relationships, unpack it. And that's kind of what you're doing on a twin flame journey, like, because you might end up in union and you might not. It really doesn't matter. For the twin flame journey, the goal is internal union, self-healing. Okay? And, both don't even have to decide to do that. But it might be your motivation, and then you have like more labels as well, as like karmic catalyst person, or like there are so many. Don't get too hung up on these. They're not that important, but they can be helpful. Of course they can. Just don't get too attached to them. Okay? Okay. With that said, I would just want to pull some cards here. I'm not quite sure. Like you're indecisive, and you're needing to make like. I'm going to be pulling probably a Damon card or something as well for you guys. I was at the beginning. I was like, I hope this doesn't take too long. It's soon been an hour. That's so typical. It's fun though. I want to help. And also, I felt this too heavy. I really had to do this. So, let's just pull some cards and see what the universe has to say, okay? Or whatever higher power you rely on. So, wow, that was trying to hide. Oh, that's beautiful. You got the card Dreams. Look to your dreams. They hold all the answers you seek. I mean, whoa. I can't have all of this. Oh my god. You literally got right path. You literally got right path. Okay. Your right path is to choose the new path, the one that you haven't been walking. Love is a beautiful journey, and you're on the right path. And that's what the card says, but I'm going to add it to the, like, dreams. When you are following your dreams, your expansion, you will be on your right path. So you're healing. That's what you want to be like. And then some other cards fell out too, and I'm not sure. No, I genuinely, there are so many cards out. So I was like, I'm going to put you guys back. But they feel very much connected to right path, because that was the top card kind of that fell out with this. And I was like, okay, I'm just taking that one. But these are connected. So you got, the right path, following your dreams and love and all of that. But then you got, kind of as a package with the right path, you have dressing up, an opportunity to dress up and party, fun times ahead. Like if you walk that path, there will be fun times ahead, but I do not sugarcoat, my sweethearts, I don't. So, healing is painful because it demands that you face your pain, you face your shame, you face your actual emotions. That's why it's painful. And healing takes time. But walking down that path is, usually the path that will lead you to your golden apple orchid or orchard, whatever that word. So anyways, dressing up, there will be this as well. So I'm seeing that this is actually leading you to all of your like golden apples. But like an orchid, is that how I pronounce the word? I know I should Google this and just be like, check it out then and like learn it. But I haven't. I still don't know that Swedish word. I'm not going to tell anyone what that word is, because don't tell me. I will figure it out intuitively. Anywho, dressing up, But then you also got long distance. Love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. And this can mean a lot. There can be physical distance, or you might have to walk down this unknown path for a bit and not feel this love. And maybe you're someone who is quite like you are relying on feeling loved and admired and wanted and all of that. And like I'm genuinely not talking down on that right now, okay? But listen, because we all do this at some points. We all do this, most of us at least. But if that is your kind of like an anchor, if there's not emotional depth to your relationships, it's like pseudo intimacy. It's not. It will leave you feeling empty, is what I'm trying to say, right? But in the moment, it still feels good. It still kind of floods your system with everything nice and happy and beautiful, right? Because love is happy and beautiful and nice. But if you are one of those, and we're not talking about an actual like, but also that could, be a thing. It might literally just be talking about some long distance thing. Like maybe there's like a long distance relationship waiting for you on this other path. But it might also be a little bit of a walk down this path, a little bit of a long distance, walking down this path until you start finding real, deep, emotionally connected love. And it's not because it's not there and it's not available. It's because for you to be open to it, you need to do some healing, if that is what it is. But again, it could also be physically long distance thing. And then you got nurture, which is nurture your relationships like blooming flowers and they'll flourish. I'm thinking that's kind of maybe what you also need to do with yourself. That's coming to mind. And that's what you do, when you're healing. But it was and is right after long distance. So either this is something that you need to learn to do with other people, or this is literally what you are being asked to do with someone that is physically far away from you. But that is your love, kind of, with the whole love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. How cool is that? It's like a space traveler. Anywho, the last card that popped out was trust. And this one was not as happy and whatnot from like the other ones that popped out under the right path was really like nice. None of them were mind-blowingly, oh my god, you're going on an epic journey and it's just going to be flowers and butterflies. But you did get dressing up, which was kind of almost that one, fun times ahead. But you also got long distance again, and you also got nurture, which is more of a skill you should be focusing on, I feel. Or an action also that you should be focusing on. But then you got trust. And this one says, guard your heart. Not everyone deserves your trust. Oh, this one ties into the deceit and contract thing and walking the same karmic loop, actually. Yeah, if you decide to walk down this other path, and this is important, you're not guaranteed to be not drawn back in to what your nervous system is currently feeling and thinking of as safe. That I was going to say that might take you several months to like at least to like and work your way out of and into something else. But the thing is, for you to actually start trusting, because I'm also oh yeah, you don't actually trust a lot. Your trust has been broken over and over. Of course it has. That's why you need to learn to nurture. You don't do that naturally. Not actually. And it's not like I'm not blaming her. Of course I'm not. Why would I do that? Blame in general holds no meaning to me. It's like it genuinely it doesn't do anything. It doesn't fix anything, and it doesn't like the only thing it does is like putting all of the I don't want to use the word responsibility even because the word responsibility rings so poorly in the ears of a lot of people who has been growing up being told, take responsibility and all of that, but in all of the wrong ways they've been told to do that. And it has left them with a really sour taste in their mouth. That word. That's not good. But yeah, that might actually be. But for you to work through that, this is part of your shadow work. Because also the deceit and stuff, and we talked about that, of course, the manipulation and whatnot, that is also part of your shadow work. All of our shadows loves us, okay? All of them, we talked about it. But for you to work through this kind of like shadow work, you are also going to have to learn to nurture, truly nurture, with emotional depth here, okay? The relationships, like I'm not talking about love here, I'm talking about in general, where your trust is well placed. They keep showing you over and over who they are, and who they are is trustworthy. So you should stop testing them and start instead nurturing those relationships in your life. Doesn't matter if it's family and friends. It could also be love, of course, but this is general, because this you cannot compartmentalize. You can't. If you are distrusting in one type of relationship, you are distrusting in all of them. You might have one or two people, but I don't know with this collective. It could also be you genuinely don't actually have anyone you truthfully and truly and completely trust. But that also means that you end up showing up in a manner where you cannot be truly trusted. Also, not by yourself, because you don't trust yourself. If we are lacking trust, that trust is actually a lack of trust in ourselves. It's a lack of trust in our capability how do I word this? Of choosing the right people, basically, but also choosing the right situations and whatnot. Which again leads us to the indecisiveness. Yes. Oh, that's full circle. This you need to fix internally. There are two levels to this. You need to start trusting yourself and your body, which you do by starting to do self-reflective work. I've mentioned it a lot. You have to stop in externalizing yourself and start going within and actually, well, internalize, I suppose, your experiences. And you do that by feeling your body. If you're lacking trust, then yes, you might be responding with stuff like constant anxiety, constantly feeling like you are living in lack, those sort of things. Like they're negative. And all of those are feelings, but they are created in your mind, right? They are created in your mind. And that means that mostly you are living neck up. You can't do that. I mean, you can. You can physically survive by doing it. But that's the thing. If you're doing it like that, then you are also stuck in survival mode. Is that really how you want to live your life? I mean, like, if you keep on choosing the same karmic cycles, then that is, oh, 111. We got, oh, I've been for that long. 1 hour and 11 minutes, peeps. Yay. Oh, well, that's cool. Maybe that makes, like, oh, we're going to check it. Wait. I have a deck for that as well. But, like, yeah, you have to, I was thinking about that, but I was like, no, we're not gonna have a number card here. Intuition. Oh my god, are you joking me? Yeah, that's what we are talking about, quite literally. It's your intuition. Like if you start listening to your body, your emotions, and hear me, you intellectual people. It is quite unintellectual to not also listen to the rest of your body, actually, because they provide you with. I shared this in the Discord, one of the Discord pages, but all of our body are sending our brain signals to be interpreted, but the information goes both ways. It's just us that are simplifying our bodies, systems and whatnot. And we do this. This is human. We do this with everything and everyone. We try to box. We try to understand. We try to like, okay, so that means like this does that and that's this and blah, blah, blah. Yes, but usually the world, the actual reality does not work that compartmentalized, basically. It all works together. It's a system, okay? It's a tiny, I'm not swearing, but it is a tiny fucking cosmos, if I was swearing. Anyway, so 111, intuition. You got an extra card, yay. It is moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization. Oh, you're supposed to be doing that. No wonder you're... Wait, reading. Self-realization. Taking action. Yeah, because you're supposed to be getting out of the yin energy and into your more active yang energy. So out of the passive and into the active. Let's see here. And then unconditional love. I'm not sure if you're choosing between it or if you've realized something by spying about someone that you know, maybe you felt you loved unconditionally or you felt they loved you unconditionally. Or like, if unconditional love perhaps might be popping up as a result of you choosing to walk this new path. But love is heavily tied to you and your, let's call it, because nothing is wrong and nothing is right, but I'm going to use this classification anyways, and it makes it sound like something is right and something is wrong. But by you choosing your highest vibrational timeline, which sounds like much more awesome than walking the same karmic loop thing. But again, you have to figure out what is right for you. It's like there's going to be pain anyways. You just need to choose which pain is worth it for you in your life. Only you can do that, you know? Have to go internal to figure it out, not externalize everything. But yeah, if you were to walk your highest vibrational pathway in life, or live your highest vibrational life, then unconditional love seems to be a huge part of walking that road. And it's not just experiencing unconditional love, it's also, I feel, about learning to do so yourself. Unconditionally love. I'm saying that because, well, I feel like that's true. When I'm reading it, my intuition, I'm listening to it, do the same. But it's also because of the cards, you know. It's like trust and nurture, right? And then also we add it up with the seed. To me, it sounds like you don't know how to do that because you don't trust yourself. And also, perhaps you never experienced it. And if you did, perhaps you didn't choose it. But it seems to be very important for you. If you choose to walk down this new path, the right collective, that's important. There is something about unconditional love. It's like, I know it was a love deck, but I picked it for a reason, okay? I felt cool to it for a reason. I don't usually use this to get these kinds of answers. Anywho, so let's just finish up reading this one. So, time to implement long cherished ideas. This has been on your head for a while, whatever that is. But the spying was still catalyzing it. That heartbreak that you got put into was still catalyzing it for right here and now. So it's also telling you you are on the right track toward making your dreams and visions a reality. Right path. From the universe's perspective, it's quite clear. You are asked in this indecisiveness of yours to walk down the new path. But again, you have free will, okay? And you need to choose what feels right for you. But from the universe's perspective, you could not be more straightforward. I'm actually going to be putting this right beneath dreams and right path when I take a picture. I wasn't going to take a picture, but I am. So, let's see. The right people, circumstances, and resources are being sent your way. So it's also telling you, yes, it's fucking scary walking down this new path that you've never walked and you know nothing about. But just take a deep breath, okay? Because by being authentic, by being you, by being all of that, yes, you might experience hurdles. And you might even at times end up feeling like, this is not going to work. I should have just stayed in the same karmic loop that I have always stayed in. At least that pain I knew how to handle. At least those times I've gone through so many times before. I already know how it's going to go. I already know the solution plan. I already know all of that. I can handle it. But you won't be feeling that same thing when you walk down a new path. Because you don't know anything. It's more like a child learning to walk. Well, a child doesn't know how to do it. Or learning to bike, for those that can remember that. That's scary. You fall a lot. But guess what? In the end, if you stick with it, you actually learn how to bike. Which might not sound so cool and exciting, but my God, was it not that cool and exciting when you learned it? And for those that do not bike, I am so sure there's something very equal you can think of that would just leave you with this huge, like, oh, I thought this was never going to work, and then suddenly I just ended up biking now. I've been falling down each and every fucking... I'm not doing well with the whole not swearing thing. Doesn't matter. I've been falling down each and every time I've been fucking putting my butt on this bike. And now, all of a sudden, for some weird magical reason, I am biking like a fucking god. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. And I'm feeling that because I walk this path. I walk this path. I am no different, collective. I am not. I can tell you that it's hard. I can tell you that it's painful. I can tell you I won't sugarcoat because it won't be helpful for you. Because I want to say, I know. But that's also like a very large word to use about anything, and you really shouldn't. We know nothing. But we can try. But I can also tell you that biking experience, that whole, wow, I made it, I could actually do it, what, this feels like magic, that's also true. That also comes. There are lots of fun times, but you can't circumvent pain when you are healing. You can't circumvent feeling your emotions if you choose healing. You can't. And it will be scary, and you will want to give up at times. And your journey will not be my journey. It won't. Because what I find, or anyone else finds, hard or scary or painful, might not be your trigger points. Your trigger points might be completely different, or they might be the same, but we all have a unique healing path because we all have unique patterns or whatnot that we need to look at and heal. Okay, let's just read the last part here in the card, or from the card. Yeah, you're not supposed to be stressing, okay, because things truly do work out in magical ways, and ways that you truthfully could never have imagined, because you're walking down a path you never walked. Life is giving you new experiences. Of course you cannot imagine what you have never experienced, and you cannot truthfully believe it if you've never experienced it. Some things will absolutely blindside you, and those things might be magically gorgeous. And sometimes you face pains you didn't even know you had, shadows you didn't know existed. And that can also be painful. Shadow work is painful because we have to acknowledge traits and whatnot within ourselves that might go against everything that our ego has kind of tried to almost pretend, but it's like a mask, that we are. But we are not our ego. We are not our anything. We are, or like anything specifically that you can point out and be like, this is it. This is what I'm. No, you are everything. And your shadows, you might feel is your biggest point of shame, or you might feel it's your biggest point of like, these are my worst traits. There's no such thing. There is no such thing. Every trait is neutral. Every trait can be both good and bad, and they are both good and bad It's just how it is. But when we face our shadows and we see shadows we didn't know we had, and it goes against our ego, what our ego will try to do is defend itself, not us, but itself, and the image that it holds of who we are, which isn't necessarily truthful at all. It can be very golden gilded or whatever it is. But like, I was actually thinking about like when you put on those pink glasses, you know, when you've been like, I don't remember when you're in love. I think it's, you know, a saying that you put on, you see everything through pink colored glasses or something like that. So it's really romanticized. Well, the ego will romanticize itself. It will make itself bigger and better and grander and whatnot. But you will also have that lingering anxiety below the whole thing. Because now you have to keep that up and not be human and not just be yourself and everything and that you are. And that's not healthy. And I don't remember why we are talking about this at all. Nah, it doesn't really matter. It probably had like a point to it. Remember, guys, I still have it. The ADHD thing. That's not going anywhere. And also, it's super late. Okay, let's see though. So it also says, happiness and new opportunities are at hand. Yeah, you also got that in dressing up, you know? Party and fun times ahead. And also, you know, love. There's lots of love here. It's just that you need to face your shadow. So yeah, that's what we were talking about, like shadow work and stuff. And that's why it can be painful. Yeah. I have nothing to add to that, I think. Anyways, so trust in the process. I know that this, right, collective, you actually struggle with trust. But then start small-ish. And maybe even in the more of the realm of hope almost, where you trust in the process. If it's painful, good. Good, truthfully good. You are, if it's painful, but it's painful because you are challenging your ego basically, and you are facing your shadows and you're doing healing work. You are opening wounds to properly clean them out so that they can properly heal. If that's where the pain comes from, then trust in that process. You're doing everything right. You're no longer numbing yourself out. You're no longer disassociating. You're no longer using, well, I call it fast food, basically. Because that's how it works, you know? It's like quick fixes. That's fast food for your system. It gives you a very temporary high, and it will not leave you satiated for long. But if you do the actual healing, and you know that this pain is coming from that process, you know it, even if it feels like, oh, I don't want to do it, like this cannot be me, like with shadow work specifically here. Continue walking. You're doing everything correctly. But if you are instead choosing to like continue on in the same loop, and you still feel the same pain, that's, I don't want to, because there really is no right path here. There is no right or wrong. It's like, well, I mean, like, from the universe perspective, you actually did have a right path, and that was choosing your dreams and choosing, like, the new path. But if you're feeling all of this pain and you're feeling stagnated, and it's just a repeat the same old thing, it's all coming back again and again and again, and it is literally not going away. Even if you enter like a new relationship, but it's like it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. That pain is just you re-traumatizing yourself. That pain is not you cleansing out a wound to properly clean it out so that it can heal. It is you, having that wound and seeing like, oh, well, me putting on a Pokemon plaster didn't make anything. Like, is that what it's called in English? Like plaster? Band-Aid. It's called a Band-Aid. I think. Okay, so me putting on a Pokemon Band-Aid didn't work. Didn't heal anything. Have I tried? Oh, what else are there? Like the ponies. Oh, now I'm thinking about the Pink Pony Club. That might be relevant for this collective song for some reason. Pink Pony Club. Like there are the original version, of course. But have you guys heard the Bard version? Oh my god, that's amazing. It's from, oh, what is she called? Oh no, Von Hildegen or something like that. I can't remember. I'll see if I can find it afterwards, if I remember. Okay, if not, well, going to have to go on a Google spree. If you want, actually a YouTube spree or like Spotify, but I listen to her on YouTube. She also has many other cool songs. Like she really does it well. Like that's art. That's really art. She like goes into like the words and everything, and I'm just like, whoa. I'm impressed. But anywho, you're supposed to be trusting in this process because just changing up the band-aids with different types of band-aids will never actually heal this infected wound of yours. You know? So, yeah, you also had like the journey card. And then for some reason I decided to keep my favorite card out, which was the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So this might also be connected to your spiritual path. I think you know this because of the spying thing that you've been doing. I don't know who you've been spying on. Like, that nothing actually came up about that, and it really doesn't matter. But it has to do with love, though. That I know, but I don't know if you're spying on, because so many different things came up. So this right collective, you've been listening so far. You know what it is that resonates with you. So stick with that, and I'm not going to be meddling by trying to like give more interpretations. Oh, 133. For me, that was cool. We also had 13343. If that's the thing for people. Anywho, yeah, so this seems like it's also connected to your spiritual path, which makes sense because, like, for me, spirituality and emotional maturity and like growing up like that, they're all very connected, actually. Reconnecting with your intuition is reconnecting with your body and your emotions. And for some reason, I feel very called to say this. Your intuition that you have and your emotions that you have, and this right collective, you're not truthfully connected to. You actually have to work on like getting connected to them, which is okay. Like There is nothing wrong with that, just so you know. Okay, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you want to be connected to it, then you are going to have to work on that. But oh, I lost it. The thought that went away. Well, then I'm not supposed to be saying it, I suppose. I'm unsure if I want to pull any more cards at all. The universe is very clearly telling you. They are recommending that you choose this other path. Right now you are in heartache. I felt it. It was horrible. For me, that's gone away. I did the reading, it's gone. So it's not mine. If I can do stuff like this and it goes away, it's not mine. It's a collective. So, right collective, you are in heartache. And you feel like you really do need to make a decision, and the universe is backing you up there. Like, yeah, you do. And it's directly connected to working on your inner healing, so shadow work and also all of the other stuff we've been going through. From the universe's perspective, choose the new thing. Choose to break the loop. Okay? You don't have to. There is free will. And this is scary. Of course it is. But there's lots of joy, of self-love, healing, and also unconditional love. And I'm sensing in for you to experience unconditional love, this right collective, but this applies to everyone. For you to experience unconditional love, you have to start by unconditionally loving and choosing yourself. Always. I'm not saying like put yourself above absolutely everyone, but like you should though, actually. You should though. No one else is here that can live your life. There is only you. But now with my words, I might just be really tired. But I feel like I have more that I want to say. But I'm losing my words. I don't usually lose my words ever. But I am losing my words. Oh yeah. Unconditional love starts with yourself. You need to unconditionally love yourself. And that starts with shadow work and integration. I know. I'm a broken record. Sue me. Don't. Please. But yeah. Walking down this path, it's going to lead you to something amazing. Peaceful, truthful, and definitely worth the pain that you will have to traverse. You're already in pain, with the heartache. But you're going to have to choose your pain now. You're going to have to choose what you will be feeling pain for. Because you will be feeling pain. You can't choose that away. I'm sorry, you cannot. Okay, we will be ending it here, and it's a bit on like a somber tone. But for some reason, I feel like we're ending it here. And listen, again, I know that this is hard. And both me and the universe is quite literally telling you you're doing great. You're on the right track. And for you, the right path was choosing your dreams. The reason you're feeling heartache right now it's quite likely because you know which path to take and you're feeling your emotions, which is part of taking the right path. I used to be a person that said, I will not tell anyone that I'm proud of them, because then I feel like I am robbing that person of, not robbing so much as I didn't do anything. So how can I feel pride over you as if you are a commodity or like a thing, you know? That's what I used to say. I used to say I can be proud with you. And I can be proud for you. But I cannot be proud of you. That's what I used to say. But listen, I don't say that anymore. We can all heal and change. And I will tell you this. I am very proud of you. This collective, all of my collectives. I am extremely proud of you. And if no one told you that, up until now, about this or anything else, literally anything else that you felt like it was hard to do, or get done, or to sit through, or whatever, I am awestruck by you, and I am so proud of you. So, with that said, this has been your reading, and if I post this on YouTube, then all of the ordinary stuff, like, subscribe, all of those things if this resonated, or if you feel called to do so. I would love for more people to join our collectives. Okay, I will go and sleep actually. So, good night, guys. Mwah.